Hi, it's Garrett from Upper Edge Property Management, and in this week's video, I'm going to continue on in my series about talking about rent increases, but more specifically, what is an illegal rent increase and what are the ramifications? So let's talk about a typical situation. You buy a building or you've had a building, you don't know anything about this rent control silliness, but you're a good landlord. You try to keep a nice property, so you're renovating. You're doing kitchens, bathrooms, whatever, and your residents love you for it. So you go to them and say in your, 10-unit apartment block, Mr. and Mrs. Tenant, do you mind if I increase the rent because I'm going to be giving you a brand new kitchen and bathroom? Of course, they're like, fine, no problem. You don't register that increase. The rent was last registered in, let's say, 1985. So let's say you have a rent of $800 right now and you're increasing to $1,000. So they're agreeing to pay an extra $200, okay? When you do the math on this, once Residential Tenancies finds out, and it's not a point of if, it's kind of when. Now your property is on their scope and they're going to be looking at what is the last registered rent. It was last registered in 1985. You are now charging $1,000. Well, 200 times 12 is $2,400. It's $2,400 that you're going to have to be paying back to that resident. But let's say that you did this for all 10 units. Now that's $24,000, and it's just one for 1 year. Okay, so it can get out of control really quickly. Here's the scary part. If you don't pay the money back, they'll confiscate the rent from your future residents, your future tenants. Once you pay that money back to the Residential Tenancies branch, they're going to try to forward it to the past residents, okay? They could be living in the building, but odds are, if this has happened for a number of years, they're going to try to find residents. And here's the thing, if they can't find them, they are going to be keeping that money. That's right, you heard me. They keep the money and it goes into their emergency fund, okay? So trust me, you don't want that happening. In addition, it's going to be very difficult to sell your building if there's an illegal rent or compliance file open on it. And even if you can sell it, now you've got landlords that know that there's a rent regulation issue and they're going to be lowballing and undercutting you on the purchase price.